My name is Wendy Aura. I'm the founder of Young Women Leaders Connect. This is a youth and women-led organization that is based in Nairobi, and we started in August 2019. Young Women Leaders Connect aims to promote access quality education for girls, adolescent girls, in the rural areas and informal settlements of Nairobi. The motivation to start this initiative is inspired from my background. I come from a family of 5 girls, only girls, and living in a village where we have different perspectives about having girls, the only girls in a family. It exposed me to the realities of how the society still deems women and girls, and also how the society looks at girls' education. So I was privileged to be able to be admitted to a national school. Thereafter, I was able to join University of Nairobi, and this opportunity for me was eye-opening because I learned that there's more I could do and give back to the girls, back to my village, considering that most of them dropped out of school, especially in secondary school, when they reached secondary school. And even if they got pregnant in school, most of them were married off or even just stopped going back to school. So for me, I felt there's more I could do to support these girls. So during the long holidays at campus, I could volunteer to teach in the local schools. And during such sessions, I started introducing different aspects of mentorship into the normal class lessons. For instance, I could start talking to them ask them why girls were dropping out of schools, try to understand what they knew about sexual reproductive health. And that is where I realized there's a big gap in terms of information. Most of them shied off. Most of them were not aware of the right information. Most of them were not, the way they were thinking was so limited. They felt maybe they cannot go beyond the village. And that is something I wanted to change because I had the opportunity to get out of the village. So for me, being able to live in a reality of what girls face every day in a society, and helped me to start the initiative, and over the years we've been able to transform the lives of other girls and widen our scope to other counties. So the beneficiaries are adolescent girls between the age of 11 to 17 years. We've impacted over 5,000 girls, those whom we've supported with dignity kits to sustain them in schools, and also learning resources like textbooks to support them in their education. We've had success stories in the process of working with girls, but my highlight was one when COVID-19 had hit the country. That is 2020, and the country recorded the highest cases of teenage pregnancy ever. So because we realized that due to the reports in the media and also the non-profit sector, we decided to take an initiative and be able to stand in the gap during that time. So what we did, we decided to have a teenage workshop in Busia County, and it wasn't funded. What motivated me, we put a call for volunteers, and we had numbers that surpassed our target. People volunteered to provide accommodation for us. People offered to hire a van to Busia through support from volunteers, and we're able to have a two-week workshop at the county. And during that time, we were having community engagements who are talking to the community about the issue at hand, why it is happening, and anything that is being done about that. So we're able to visit the girls who are dropped out of school at their homes, talked to them. We intervened in cases where parents had actually denied the girls the opportunity to go back to school. So with our interventions and including the local churches and the local administration, we're able to reinstate girls back to school. We mediated in cases where the parents had issues with that. And through our support, the girls went back to school and we followed up even after the workshop. So for me, being able to give these girls second chances to be able to dream again, second chances to excel in the academics, and also be supported throughout the education so that they can live to their fullest, for me was so inspiring. And right now the girls, even though they have the kids at home, now the parents are able to support the kids and they're able to continue dreaming and chasing their goals. So for me, that was a big inspiration. The two main challenges, the first one I'd mention is limited financial resources because of the work which involves a lot of logistics and to move transport here and there. The other one will be we still have stereotypes that come from cultural beliefs about girls' education. Despite the challenges, first, with the challenge of financial resources, we've been able to leverage on volunteers. We have a wide network of youth volunteers who come to support and are very passionate about girls' education. Just recently, we put a call for volunteer mentors and we had over 1,000 applications. So that means that we have young people who are willing to support girls' education, and we, through our network, we are leveraging on that. And also partnerships. We work closely with other organizations that also support education so that we have value that we are adding to the partnership and we get the work done. On the challenge of traditional beliefs, we've been able to organize community dialogues. For instance, the teenage workshop that I told you about, we engage the community, the parents, the local administration, the church, to have these conversations, to be able to change the narrative in the community and also sensitize the community about the value of education for girls, because for them it's the lack of information that make them still have the stereotype that make it very difficult for girls to go to school. Some of the strategies that we've introduced to enable continuity of the impact. First, we are currently working on a strategic plan, and through this strategic plan, we are able to have direction of what we want to achieve in the next 5 years. We are able to have a direction of how we are going to mobilize resources, how we are going to map out partnership. So this strategic plan for us is very key because we are going to be strategic in our work and being able to monitor and evaluate our impact. The second one, we have established a robust governance system. That means we have a board of advisories and a secretariat. With these internal structures, we are able to work efficiently, have good coordination, and ensure that our impacts reach our wide scope. Other than that, I can say that we are trying as much as possible not to over-rely on donors, and we are having systems put in place to be able to support local resource mobilization, so that way our work continues even when there is no grant. Our organization is very keen and intentional about inclusivity. Internally, we have a policy on inclusion, and that includes including young women and girls living with disability in our programming. So the program beneficiaries, we have included the people living with disability. And even if you look at our board, we have a representative, a young woman living with disability in our board, so that they have a platform to also amplify their voices on their needs in decision making. And besides that, we are looking at how we can work with special needs schools to be able to introduce She Rise clubs in those schools. So we are looking at going further and not limiting ourselves, being able to even work intensively with girls and women living with disability. And for us, She Rise is very intentional about inspiring inclusivity. We are working at how we can be able to sustain this and even make the policy practical for us. So we are very intentional about the theme And I believe that in the many years to come, and even now, we shall have inspired many people beyond their age and disability background.